Narcissist Divorce. I'm Paula, and if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. If you are, thank you for subscribing. I'm glad to have you. This I call 10 things narcissists do to drive you crazy. Number 1, pathological lying or constantly lying. Narcissists lie all the time. If their lips are moving, they are most likely lying. And we once had therapists that taught us about our children lying and said, if you caught them doing something wrong or lying, you've probably only caught them a small fraction of the time. So when you catch the narcissist that's in your life or has been in your life lying, chances are there are a lot of lies that they have told you that you just haven't caught on to. The problem with catching them in the lie is that usually when you call them out and confront them with the lie, you will just get denials and more lies unless you have irrefutable evidence like I had in the past with screenshots, etc., that I saved before the evidence was destroyed. But even with that, you will still get denials or excuses or blaming. So because you cannot win with them, it is impossible. So that is number 1. Things that drive you crazy is the constant lying. Number 2, always raising the bar, or what I call failure to be satisfied, so that you are never good enough no matter what you do. This erodes your self-esteem. They do this intentionally. It's part of the devaluation. Them constantly raising the bar and you constantly, or hoop jumping or whatever you want to call it, but they are never satisfied. And they will always find fault no matter if you do something to perfection. It's never going to be perfection, and they're never going to be satisfied because they are unhappy, miserable people, and they want to make you miserable. And they, remember, they always have to come out on top and be ahead of you and be better than you. So this is just one way that they can do that, by raising the bar and failing to be satisfied. Number 3, passive-aggressive behavior. And that can include forgetting things and always being the victim. So they could pout, let you get your way supposedly, but then what they have done is made you the bad guy and themselves the victim or the martyr, and poor me, pity me. So they love to do this to you also. So that is number 3, passive-aggressive victim-playing behavior. Number 4, triangulate you with other people. They love to do this one, and they'll bring in their flying monkeys, or they don't even care who they bring in. They'll use your children. They'll use, if they've been married more than once, they'll bring in former spouses, and half the time this triangulation they're doing, they will be lying to you about what this other person supposedly said or did, and they are going around to other people lying about you. So that's the 4th one, triangulating you with other people. Number 5, gaslighting or denying reality. And they will rewrite history, all to make you think you're going crazy. They'll pretend things never happened, that happened, or they'll say they happened in a different way. And they love to do this too. Number 6 is projecting. With projecting, what they are doing is they will start accusing you of doing the things that they are doing. So say they're having an affair, then they will start accusing you of having an affair or you of cheating. My ex was projecting not taking responsibility on for things. He started calling me Teflon, in other words, like those pans, the nonstick pans, saying that nothing ever stuck to me, that I wasn't accepting blame for anything, even though he was the one that was not taking responsibility for anything. So that's another favorite tactic of theirs, is projection, projecting what they actually are doing onto you. Number 7 is closely related to that, blaming others. So say you did have that irrefutable evidence of their lying, and they finally are forced to confess to something. But in their confession, it's not a real confession, because in this confession, they will blame. Like my ex got caught internet cheating, but it wasn't really cheating because his cousin signed him up for that. There's always another person to blame, or it was something that you did. If you hadn't been this certain way, then they wouldn't have cheated. So their cheating is your fault. So even when they are caught in the lie, they still do not accept blame, and they always blame somebody else for what they have done. Number 8 is the circular argument word salad. So you're in an argument with the narcissist, and maybe you want to talk about one subject. You have something that's bothering you. They are going to change the subject, talk about something else, put you in a circular argument, throw out bait here and there that has nothing to do with what you are talking about, because they want to get you off that subject and on to something else, so that instead of you talking about what you wanted to talk to, all of a sudden now you are defending yourself because they've thrown something totally different out there. And it can be just turn it into a nonsensical conversation from hell. So getting into circular arguments, word salad with them, is another way, number 8, that they try to drive you crazy. Number 9, they create isolation in your life. They will try to get you away from any friends or family or anyone that would be your advocate. And this is all so they can break you down. Because the easiest way to break somebody down is to isolate them from everyone else, so that the only mirror in your life is the narcissist, which is not going to give you a good or accurate mirror of what is really happening. And number 10, they will just outright, because this is 10 things narcissists do to drive you crazy. Well, number 10, they will call you the crazy person and say that you need mental health help. And so that is number 10. So what can you do about this? Number 1, you need to emotionally distance yourself from them. If you have not completely gone no contact with them, or for some reason you cannot, you at least need to emotionally distance yourself. One helpful thing that you can do for doing this is write these things down. Write down not somewhere they can find it, but write down, have a little notebook or something, and write down all these crazy things that they are doing. And that way you will know that you aren't going crazy. And if you know what these things are that they do, this gives you the validation, even if you are in an isolated position right now. Then you need to get yourself out of isolation as best you can and start developing your own support system so that you know that you are not crazy, because you are not. And fourth, confronting them. Some people say when you catch them in all these things, to confront them, call them out. But usually this does not work. You can only do this if it's safe to do so, because for some of them, this is going to send them into a narcissistic rage, and they will usually up the ante and make their attacks worse on you. So it's not always safe to confront the narcissist. What this will do, if you start confronting them more and more often, if you are in a romantic relationship or something like that, what you're going to do if you are still with this person, you're just ensuring that they're going to move on to the full-on discard phase quicker, because they do not like being confronted. So if you need to work a safety plan to get out, it's better maybe not to confront and be working in the background in your safety plan and your exit strategy. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would really like comments below if you've experienced all 10 of these, or how many ever you have experienced. Please let me know in the comments below, because I would love to hear from you.